What's up, YouTube? Hello, world. Welcome back to another episode of World of Warships Premium Spotlight with your host, Rosgrease Gaming, again. And today we have the new Tier 5 Italian battleship, the Giulio Cesare. This is the brand new ship that they released. Giulio Cesare was definitely a pretty good ship, a pretty interesting looking ship. Definitely a high-class quality ship of her time and line. But overall, let's get over to this thing. So, Giulio Cesare. Well, what is she? Well, she's definitely a quite interesting little pocket ship. I am actually quite surprised with this thing after playing it a couple times. Definitely quite interesting. She's definitely has her own spot in the spotlight. Well, let's first off go over everything. First, you get a 45,500 hit points, which is pretty standard to any Tier 5. Pretty common. Not too far from the last review we just had on the October's Guide to Lucia. If you watched that video, if you want to, just look down below. There's probably down there in my channel. Armor, we have pretty fair armor. We have 228. We also have 250 here down the bottom. But as you can see, the armor actually covers, if you look at the back end, it covers pretty good the whole side of the ship. The only thing it doesn't cover is the nose here at 19 kilometers. 19. If you remove that, it's a massive front to that citadel, which is down deep in the bottom of the ship here. Citadel is very, very small and very, very down below the ship, very below the waterline. And then you have the Warship, which kind of has a turtleback kind of thing going on here, just a little bit. And then you have multiple decks of 19 here, then another 43 for hitting that Citadel deck of 80. So it's got fair armor, but not buffy as other ships. Okay. Well, what do you got for guns, Raz? Well, we have two different types of these things. They're all 320s, but they're in two different turrets. There's 2 and there's 3 gun turrets. So you basically have 10 guns of 230. And they got a pretty good reload time. 30 seconds. Rotation's pretty quick. 31.6. With a very devastating 9,700 AP damage, which is pretty powerful hitness. And the muzzle velocity is pretty damn fast. With a pretty fair range too, 16.4, which is not that bad for a Tier 5 of this caliber. Now there are longer ranges, Congo's one of them, but I always feel Congo's a little more hit and miss. But that's just me. For anti-air, we have 8 dual 20s. We have 6 dual 37s. And 4 dual purpose 100s. Raz, it sounds meh. Yes, I will agree with you on that. Also, you have secondary armaments of 6 of these 120s that can be hitting ground targets as well for close quarter fighting. Again, it says meh. Well, I kind of agree with you on that one. If only there was a couple modes that actually said, you know what? I could look past these and actually say this is not bad of a ship. For speed here, we got 27 knots, a turning circle of 640, and a rotor shift of 13 seconds. Not bad, since you can't even decrease it with, steering gears because it's a Tier 5 ship. For concealment, this is without the Concealment Expert, 13.3, 9.4 for air. Assured range is 2 kilometers, and detectability in that smoke is again 10.9 compared to other ships as well, which is not that bad and reasonable, understandable for being in the smoke. So, really, if you're trying to hide, just run through the smoke and then pull out from the smoke, and that will make it disappear off the planet. That way you can get into a different position. So, Giulio Cesare, what are your thoughts on it? Well, first off, it is pretty solid for a Tier 5. I actually was impressed. I was sitting here playing it a couple times, and I was saying, no, It's fair. I could play this. Does it bring anything great to the table? Not really. It's nothing too flashy. It's definitely nothing a godsend. It's quite just a fairly decent ship. Now, is there weaknesses? Of course. There's always weaknesses with the ship. First off, anti-air. Remember, as I pointed out with other ships in this game, this is tier 5. Raise your hand if anybody's played this ship in any tier 5 match that you have never been. Yeah, had. Hold on, let me rephrase this again. Bleh. Anybody in World of Warships, point out anytime you've been in a tier 5 match that you've never been bottom tier. Yeah, agree. So if you're going to be on a tier 7 match for all games and there's carriers, you're going to be in trouble. Hence why I did do a quick change. They recommended AA modification, which does increase that range. Not this. Now, it does make these guns spray and pray. I'm going to warn you right off the bat that your guns are going to turn into spray and prays. The Sigma just sends these shells all over the place. They're very, very bad dispersion for its tier. It's 226. Now, the dispersion at the Sigma's okay. But the problem is these shells spray and pray a little bit there. So they're not gonna be your best friend, so to speak. So, doing so, this ship actually has a little bit of an issue there. But actually, I went and surpassed that, got a couple, like 1 or 2 Krakens in this thing, and was still kicking. Now, some of these tier 7 matches, I really didn't do that good. But I was holding my own fairly. And 1 or 2 matches, I definitely had a carrier involved, and I had some major issues with that. But because of the AA modification, I was able to take down a few of these planes without any problems. Now, going over commander modules again, preventive maintenance, expert marksman, basic fire training. I definitely would recommend advanced fire training as well. You could get manual since there's over 100mm, but you don't have many hundreds, so really it doesn't gonna help you much. Concealment expert, I definitely recommend that as well. You can get definitely adrenaline rush. I always recommend that just so you can have a little more DPS at that clutch moment right at the end of the game in case you need to go. A superintendent, you can get an extra charge if you need it. I really can't think of any other options to get. Again, as I pointed out with this ship before, you really don't have anything special. So, let me point out more of it when I'm talking about when we play this ship. So let's just talking about it and actually get into some gameplay. Okay guys, so here's some gameplay. This is on the map again, Shards, and of course we're definitely again not top tier. Hell, there's a Kaga and a Saipan respectively on both sides. We own the Kaga, they own the Saipan, so I have to watch out for tier 9 planes in this match. So definitely I'm not sitting in the pretty spotlight of joy right now. Now, I do see a bad destroyer over there, and he looks like he's backing up or is going forward, so try to analyze if I can get a good shot on him, and there I go. Took a pop shot at him. And I miss. That figures, right?
You look, Raz. What you doing? You're not gonna go and hit him. I tried my best to go get him.
Anyway, that's their frigate, and he's throwing torpedoes, and that York is... yeah, he's gone. Julius Cesare saw it, and Julius Cesare basically saw him and nuked him away. And now that's gone, he's gone. 1-1, kill both sides. But I do see a Shores, a Congo, a Dunkirk, and a Colorado out there. Oh, there's a Pensacola too. But I see the Shores. I'm already got my guns aligned. aim a little up, take a pop shot. Now, as you can see, I don't have that aim mod, and you can see that the guns kind of spread a little bit like a shotgun, but they do hit. I do get a couple of rounds that actually hit the mark. So, like I said, the guns aren't amazingly good, but with the abilities that I've done, it actually isn't too bad, where I'm sitting here going, you know what, it's not great, but it's good enough for me. But I'm going to keep at him because he's going to be a problem for my team, so I'm going to take another pop shot at him. I'm probably going to miss, but I'm still trying to push him back, and of course I do miss. Like I said, the guns are, because of the aim modification on there, it is a little more difficult to take the hits. Now, you saw, I was angled, and those battleship rounds bounced on my armor. This is what I'm talking about, that if you have to deal with most battleships, as long as the caliber isn't ginormous, it can't overpen through. It can't go through your armor because of your armor, you know. It will bounce. But that does not mean high explosive is out of the factors here. You can see it. The Shores is wailing on me, and I'm only have one fire on me, but there could be room for war, and that's what he's trying to do. And I'm not taking much damage here, but... Oh, there we go. I got another fire. I'm not going to let another fire go on me, so I stopped. Now, I was going to go after him again, but then, as you can see, that Dunkirk came around. And he's coming around and angling. He might go broadside. And there we go. I popped a shot. Which, yeah. That's what I mean by these shells. Now, I didn't hit him in the Citadel. But you saw how much it penetrated. I got over 12,000 damage on one salvo. So the guns are really, really, really decent on this. But I always said before, you have to be extremely careful. One lucky shot and you're done for. And you can see now with that AA build, I buffed my guns to actually counteract possible attacks. And in Pensacola, and here goes that dispersion I told you about. You can see they're kind of spray and pray, but sure enough, one sticks, and there's the Citadel. If you don't feel comfortable about these guns, go ahead for the A mod. I'm sure you can get enough. But please, I recommend buffing up your AA as soon as possible, because you are going to get up tiered here. You are going to see carriers. And if you don't have any anti-air capabilities, you're going to take the punishment. And of course, you could see, they hit me broadside, and I just took a massive hit on the ship. I'm actually seeing stars a little bit right now. Now for another strong suit. Even though I got planes buzzing over my head, I'm cutting the engine slow, and I'm trying to turn. Look at the maneuverability on this thing. It's actually not that bad. I tried taking a pop shot there and hit the island. I gave it a good cleanup. Now, of course, I'm going to beach here. But the way this ship is in maneuverability, it's not that bad. And another good thing is being back here, they can't hit me. I'm capping the point, and I'm getting us another point to secure. So it's definitely a pretty decently maneuverable ship for tier 5. Most ships at this tier have quite a significant problem with getting in and out of positions like this. However, you can clearly see that if you're able to maneuver quite well for a tier of its own tier. At enemy shores, he's kind of licking wounds right now. That guy who's been pelting us non-stop. I don't like you. You need to be punished. Ah, somebody already punished you. I feel sad now. There's an October next to us, and there's a Nicholas over there. That's a little of a warning label right there. Now, I always say retreat. But that's you, people. Me, I'm like, ooh, can I kill you? I might be a battleship player, but I love using a battleship like a cruiser to destroy destroyers. People think it's a dumb idea. I shouldn't be doing this, but I do it way too often because I just know how to do it so well. Anyway, here's an enemy Pensacola. He's moving pretty slow, so we're gonna very small lead on that shot. And of course, yeah, no. All over penetrations. Probably it did not hit the Citadel. I didn't get a chance to take a look at those shells. So I'm assuming it did not hit where it's supposed to hit. Now, the 30-second reload on here is a little... It's traditional. 30 seconds is usually the typical go-to for these kind of ships. So I don't even have to say, you know what, it's not that bad, it's not that great. The gun turning, it does do pretty good. For these 300, for these type of guns, I'm actually kind of happy that they're not slower. They're actually nice and quick, and they actually do the job. And, Nicholas, get out of here. If it wasn't for all those shells hitting, that wouldn't have happened. But luckily, RNG was on my side, and the Sigma was on my side, and I was able to get the right shot. So he's gone for good. There's an enemy Saipan out in the distance. And he's getting popped at. I would love to kill steal that, but I have a feeling that I'm not going to get that. So I said, you know what? Let somebody else take the kill. I let it slide. I let it like nobody go for it. There's other fish to fry. So I'm waiting. Anyway, these are tier 9 planes, so watch. AA is going off, so you can clearly see that. There's the Giulio. Now watch this. This is why you don't go broadside in Giulio. If I see you broadside in that ship, you're good as lunch meat. So please, if you're using the ship, do not go broadside. Because I will punish you. And there's an enemy Ryujo. I'm going to fire some pop shots at him as well. And of course they miss. Oh, nope, we did get a hit. Now, remember, this is a tier 6 battleship here. And this is a typical one you see in the game. So, remember, these guns are fair, but not great. And of course they bounce. So this is another clear indication what I'm talking about. You have to be very careful. Remember, on broadside, that doesn't mean that I'm immune to me getting broadside hitted here. So here comes the Nemex. Here comes the Giulio. And of course he citadels right through the bow. I mean, this is clearly my point of what I'm trying to tell you guys about. If you are nose in, you're going to get slammed. However, if you're at the broadside a little bit, you're even going to get hit. So you got to angle the armor a little bit. If you don't, it's going to shoot right through that nose that's very thinly armored, and you're going to take a punishment. So please be excessively careful with that kind of armor of yours. Working on the last ship, and there it goes to kill, and I killed 2 planes before the death. Yep, there we go. Not too bad. You know, the 3 citadels, 3 kills, that devastating strike on that Nicholas, and 82 hits. You know, pretty decent. Not great, but it was a match nonetheless. So, yeah, my thoughts on Giulio Cesare. It's great. The armor's not good on the nose. But you do have decent side plating. So if you got a tier 6 or anything else, as like I said, you saw with that New Mexico, who citadeled me right through the nose, you're going to have to go and angle this armor. If you don't, you're going to take a massive hit. And also broadside. You saw, I broadside Giulio Cesare. I citadeled it on the broadside. You're going to get citadeled if you go broadside. And you should know this if you're playing battleships. So you got to be excessively careful on that aspect. But if you know the armoring schemes, you know how to angle your armor, you know how to turn a position, the ship can actually be a viably decent ship, and you'll be able to do pretty good fair damage. So as long as you know the basics and you know roughly what you're doing, you're going to do a fair amount of damage and actually keep in the game for quite a long time. So overall, would I buy it? Yeah, it's not that bad, but there is some weaknesses. Like I said, the anti-air is dog crap. So if you need to buff the anti-air as soon as you can. If you don't, you're going to be up-tiering possibly to 7s and 8s, as you saw. A Saipan and a Kaga were in this match. So you're going to have to deal with their planes and have a massive problem with that. So if you really want to get yourself a ship, you can pick this up. If you don't want it, go get yourself a Texas or another tier 5. And other ships are pretty good too. Congo's a decent, viable ship. Conning is fair. And of course, an Iron Duke is not too bad either. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button if you liked it. Hit that dislike button if you don't like it. Any questions, throw in the comments down below. If you want to subscribe to this channel, there's plenty more ship reviews in this channel. Feel free to watch any of them if you want. I have plenty of them in here. I also have game replays that people submit to me. You guys can submit those on the email link down below with the following information. And also, if you want to see me live on Twitch, I'm as always live streaming World of Warships or any other of the games that I feel free that people enjoy here. Most cases every single day at night. Most cases. So feel free to watch me then. And as always, take care of yourselves. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, take care of yourselves, and I hope you enjoyed. Take care. Have a good day.